Have you ever wondered how memory champions remember long lists, speeches, or even dozens of random items in perfect order? Their secret isn't a photographic memory. It's a technique that's over 2,000 years old called the memory palace technique, also known as the method of Loci. This method works because our brains naturally remember places much better than random information. Instead of trying to memorize facts directly, you mentally place each piece of information in a familiar location, such as your home, school, or office. Later, you simply take an imaginary walk through that place, and each location reminds you of the information stored there, allowing you to recall everything in the exact sequence.
Let's see how it works with a simple example. Imagine you need to remember this shopping list in order: milk, eggs, bananas, bread, and coffee. First, choose a place you know well, like your house. At the front door, imagine a giant carton of milk exploding everywhere, covering the entrance in white. Next, walk into the living room and picture your sofa completely covered with hundreds of eggs. As you sit down, they all crack at once. Then look at the television, where instead of a normal program, a group of bananas is dancing and singing on the screen. After that, enter the kitchen and see a mountain of freshly baked bread stacked on the dining table, filling the room with its delicious smell. Finally, open the refrigerator, and instead of food, a giant cup of coffee jumps out shouting, "Drink me!" Now mentally walk through your house. Front door, milk. Sofa, eggs. TV, bananas. Kitchen table, bread. Refrigerator, coffee. Because each item is attached to a familiar location, your brain can recall the entire list in the correct order with surprisingly little effort. At first, you will have to give number to permanent places you see daily and the places you have visited in a sequence, and make them the folders for stick any information you want to memorize. You can make 100, 1,000, and more than that kind of folders, and you can remember the thousands of words without even breaking the sequence. Try to create those folders from your own room. Make 10 permanent folders in a single room, and in just 10 rooms, you can memorize 100 words, and periodic table in just 12 rooms in 10-15 minutes, and you will be able to recall it from top to bottom and bottom to top, just walking through that places. But here's a question that almost everyone asks. What if the word doesn't have a picture? Words like freedom, justice, extreme, success, or failure don't have a fixed image that you can simply imagine. This is where creativity becomes your superpower. You don't have to find the perfect image, you just need an image that makes sense to you. For example, take the word extreme. It has no fixed picture, but you can break it into a familiar sound or idea. Imagine a giant axe, X, trimming everything in its path. The more exaggerated the scene, the better you'll remember the word. Here are a few more words examples. Taxonomy. Imagine a taxi with no man. Reminds you the word taxonomy. Organic. Imagine the man with transparent body and all the internal organs are visible. Social. You can imagine your social teacher, popular social worker. Behavior. You are trying to lift the stone which is so much heavy that you cannot lift. Havior triggers the word behavior. Knowledge. Imagine opening a glowing book and thousands of bright light bulbs fly out of its pages and surround your head. Notice something? None of these are the correct images. They are simply memorable images. Your brain doesn't care whether they're realistic. It cares whether they're vivid, unusual, emotional, and easy to visualize. The stranger your image, the stronger your memory. The reason this technique is so effective is that our brains are exceptionally good at remembering locations and vivid experiences. When you combine a familiar place with a bizarre, funny, exaggerated, or emotional image, your brain treats it as something important and stores it more easily. That's why memory champions don't rely on having extraordinary memories. They rely on extraordinary mental images. The memory palace technique can be used to remember speech points, presentation slides, exam answers, historical events, shopping lists, daily tasks, and even long sequences of information. The more familiar your palace and the more ridiculous your mental images, the stronger your memory becomes. So the next time you struggle to remember something in order, don't just repeat it over and over. First, read the whole paragraph and understand the paragraph, and then make the list of 10 important words which covers that paragraph. Turn every word into a vivid mental movie. Place those images inside your memory palace and simply take a walk through it in your mind. You'll be amazed at how much your brain can remember when you give it something unforgettable to see.